My name is Trivikram Kumar. I'm from Hyderabad. I'm the founder and CEO of a robotics and AI company called Xmachines. That's our logo. I'll take you through a little bit of what kind of products that we built and what is the impact that we are trying to have. So a little bit of background about our company. We started this in 2017. We are headquartered in Hyderabad. We are a company that is funded by IIIT Hyderabad, Indian School of Business Hyderabad, and some very premier institutions. And very recently, we were also funded by Coromandel Fertilizers, which is a subsidiary of Murugappa Group. And we happen to be part of Shark Tank India Season 3, through which we've closed a funding round with Ritesh Agarwal of Oyo Rooms and Namita Thaparji of MCure Pharma. So fundamentally, the reason why we started this company is I personally come from a farming background. My grandmother still goes to the field every single day in a farm located close to Visakhapatnam. That's the eastern part of Andhra Pradesh. And I'm a mechatronics engineer by training. I did my undergrad and studied in Hong Kong and worked there for about 5 years. And I've heard a lot of farmer suicide stories that were happening. So looking at that, I felt maybe my education should do some good for the community where I come from. So I looked at the issues that Indian farmers have been facing. And I came back and started interacting with local farmers. And what we understood was there is a lot of labor shortage that's happening in farming. And especially that is painful because predominantly our farms are almost 80% of those are small and marginal, which owns less than 5 acres of land. And historically, the dependency has been on labor. But these days, what's happening is people are not willing to work in hot sun throughout the day for 200 rupees, 300 rupees kind of pay. So as a result, what's happening is farmers are relying more on chemical-based agriculture, which is not good for the environment as well as consumers like us. So just to put an analogy, let's say if you're a family of 4 or 5 people, and the only mode of transportation that is available in the market is either a huge bus or a rickshaw. If there is no concept of automobile, that's what we'd be ending up with. But that's the same case for farmers as well. So either they are given an option of going with a huge and bulky, expensive tractors, or very rudimentary backpack, very hard to use equipment like backpack sprayers or handheld equipment. So looking at this particular thing, we've realized there is a spot for a new category which solves quite a few problems, which we are calling it a micro tractor. This is essentially an unmanned ground vehicle, which is fully electric, can perform a variety of agricultural operations from sowing till harvesting with a set of different attachments. The product can be either autonomous or can also be operated with remote control for a lower entry point for the customer. So I'll take you through a couple of videos of how the product functions. This is one particular tool that we're calling it an electric rotavator. You can see our team member just rolling it off here. Its job is to dig into the soil till about 3 inches and uproot the weeds in the process. So this is a very useful tool because of its compact nature. You can continue to take it into the field even after the plants have grown to a certain extent, which you cannot perform with a standard tractor. So these are a couple of videos that were taken in vegetable crops and horticultural production. So the next tool that I'd like to show is a mowing use case. So in certain crops, it's not necessary to dig into the soil and disturb the soil structure. Rather, just a trimming of the vegetation over the soil surface provides the best results. For that scenario, we've created this mowing implement, which is particularly a good tool for pomegranate, grape, any kind of such horticultural crops. So this could also be incidentally used in solar industry, which I'll also take you through a little while. And the next use case is a spraying use case. Essentially, it's the same product, but mounted with a different implement. And the adjustability of this is what makes this unique product. So depending on the crop stage, at what height the plant is at, we can customize the angle of spray, the swinging angle, the force with which the chemical oozes out of it, and so on. Using this, we can create a huge customization, and most essentially, because of that swinging action, the chemical reaches the lower part of the plant, which is where the actual insect hides. And we have a bunch of other implements for the plantation activity. This particular tool kind of does the job of about 12 to 14 people every acre. And you can customize the right spacing, the right depth, and things like that, and do a very precise job of plantation, especially in vegetable crops. And fundamentally, that's my team member who weighs 105 kilograms. We use him for marketing. And fundamentally, it's a very rugged tool, which is extremely compact. And because of its electric powertrain, what happens is there is very little operational expense. Per acre, it would be costing hardly 5 rupees per acre, which is way lower than fuel. And the product, since it's also autonomous, you can just put a box of seeds, tell it what is the spacing you want the sowing to happen between seed to seed and row to row, and it does the job autonomously. We built quite a bit of AI, tech, vision-enabled AI to distinguish which is a weed from a plant. And the weed itself, we can do a small micro spray of herbicide. And if it's a crop, we can analyze what is the requirement of pesticide, nutrition, and things like that. And because it's a robotics product, there are a lot of sensors embedded in it. We constantly keep on collecting a lot of data from the field on various data points like what is the soil type, what is the weather condition, what is the predicted yield from that, how healthy are the crops, what needs to be done to elevate the production of that particular crop in that particular season. So yeah, these are a couple of pictures that were taken during our AI-enabled herbicide application trials. You can see there is a maize plant and a maize plant, and in between there is a weed, and you could see the spray precisely targeting the identified weed rather than, and you could see no spillage either on the plant or the empty ground there. So, okay, it's great, but how do we take it to the market? It's going to be an expensive tool for Indian farmers predominantly. So the model that we are going after is that we would be selling this product to rural micro entrepreneurs with the help of a bank loan, and we are creating the infrastructure around it kind of to Uberize that particular as a rental service. So we would be selling it to these guys with the help of a bank loan. They would procure it by paying some down payment, and they would start offering rental services to the neighborhood farmers, so that farmers will have access to an electric worker whenever there is a requirement for them, regardless of what is the season. And the person who is investing in this product is going to make recurring revenue for at least 7 years. He'll be able to run his house and pay away the EMI and get the job done. So we are calling ourselves Xmachines. We did not want to just stop with the agri use cases. We have diversified a little bit and started deploying the same products in solar industry, where solar panels are very close to the ground, and there is a lot of vegetation growth that happens beneath, and you don't have a proper equipment to get the weed control done there. So this particular product, because of its compact and low form factor, this will be able to very comfortably navigate in between, beneath the solar panels, and does the job very well. And we're also putting the same product because there is a lot of towing capacity and carry capacity for the product. We put the same product in warehouse automation for porting material from point A to point B autonomously, and manufacturing facilities. And we've also exported a couple of these units to Spain, to Bosnia, to Australia, especially to companies like Caterpillar in the past, where they're using it for their own different use cases. So that's Xmachines. Thank you for the opportunity. Yeah.